All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to explore an idea that is, well, it's one of the most counterintuitive principles you'll ever come across. It really challenges everything we're taught about success, about ambition, and how to get ahead in life. So, what if everything we've learned about climbing the ladder of success is just wrong? What if the real path to being lifted up, to having real significance, isn't about rising at all, but about kneeling? That's the big question we're digging into today. You can see it right here, really, a tale of two completely different paths. On one hand, you've got the world's way, which tells us to climb, to promote yourself, to grab for everything you can get in this constant push upward. But then there's the kingdom's way, which works on a totally opposite principle. Kneel, serve others, lay yourself down. I mean, it sounds like a recipe for getting walked all over, right? But it's actually the blueprint for being lifted up. Now, this isn't just a nice thought or some clever philosophy. This is the fundamental law of a totally different kind of reality. You could call it an upside-down kingdom, where all the rules about power and success are completely flipped. And this is the core principle. It's not just a suggestion, it's a spiritual law that's as certain as gravity. In this kingdom, the first are last, the meek inherit the earth, and the people who choose to go low are the ones who are ultimately raised high. It's a complete inversion of every natural instinct we have. So, okay, if the way up is actually down, what does that do to our whole concept of greatness? Well, it doesn't just change it, it completely redefines it. When the disciples were arguing amongst themselves about which one of them was the greatest, Jesus didn't scold them for wanting to be great. Instead, he just flipped their definition right on its head. He explained that true greatness, the kind that lasts, isn't measured by how much attention you get, or how much power you hold, or what your title is. It's measured in service, in sacrifice, and in surrender to a purpose that's way bigger than yourself. And this is absolutely crucial. This is not a call to get rid of your ambition or to just stop trying. That desire to be great, it's built into us. What this principle does is it redirects that desire. It says, hey, you want to be first? Great. Then you must become the servant of all. The path to greatness isn't wider, it's just lower. Now, this entire concept would just be a nice theory without some kind of definitive proof, right? But there is an ultimate example that shows without a shadow of a doubt how this downward path leads to the absolute highest place. Just look at this progression from Philippians chapter 2. It's what you could call the Great Descent. First, Jesus made himself nothing. He literally emptied himself of all his divine privileges. Second, he humbled himself even further, all the way to a humiliating death on a cross. And what happened next? That word therefore is everything. Because of that ultimate act of humility, God exalted him to the highest place. See, he didn't climb, he was lifted. Okay, so that's a profound cosmic example. But what does this look like for you and me? Not on a cosmic scale, but on a Tuesday afternoon. How does this idea of going low actually play out in our daily lives? It looks like this. It's apologizing first, even when you're sure you were only 10% wrong. It's serving in ways that nobody will ever see or post about or thank you for. It's choosing to listen more than you talk, letting somebody else get the credit, being willing to ask for help, and admitting when you're weak. It's deliberately taking the low seat at the table, trusting that the right place is something that's given, not something you have to take. But we have to be so careful here. This is not some transactional formula, okay? It's not about faking humility as some kind of strategy to get a promotion from God. That's just pride dressed up in religious-looking clothes. True humility doesn't actually seek elevation at all. Its only goal is to seek God. The exaltation, that's just a byproduct. It's not the goal. And that brings us right to the end of this journey down, which, of course, is actually the beginning of the journey up. Because this path, this upside-down way of living, it comes with a rock-solid promise. I mean, it couldn't be more direct. This is a promise straight from God. When we humble ourselves before Him, in His timing and in His way, He will be the one who does the lifting. Our job isn't to climb. Our job is to bow. And just think about the incredible security in that for a second. The world's way of climbing is so precarious. You can fall at any moment. The ladder's shaky. But when you live a life of humility, of service, of kneeling, you can't fall. You're already in the safest, most secure position there is in the kingdom of God. So I'll just leave you with this question to chew on. In a world that is constantly screaming at you to rise up, to be seen, to grab for more, where specifically is God calling you to go low? In your family, at your job, in your own heart? Where is your opportunity to take the way down, trusting that it is the only true way up?